Hello everyone, welcome back to Gnippets. My name is Germ. Today I wanted to talk about getting older, and I guess somewhat more specifically, I'll have conversations with people. I'm on the internet a lot, and there's this thing I'm noticing where suffering is romanticized. And not only that, but there seems to be a very common trend where people like to be sad. I don't want to dunk on people who are sad or are struggling with things. Nothing but sympathy for those people. But there's a phrase that I hear a lot coming from people who are kind of chronically sad or chronically suffering, where they wish they were a kid again. And I don't want to be a kid again, for a couple of reasons. Biggest one being that I love drugs and alcohol. Another big reason being that the experiences you have as an adult are way better. As far as I'm concerned, the complexity of emotion, the complexity of the situations are so much more validating as an adult. I recently had a conversation with my grandma. My grandma has cancer, and she's talking to me about how she has an x-ray coming up. She has like masses in her neck, and the masses are close enough to the nerves in her neck where, depending on what the scan says, she may have to have these nerves removed. So she would lose her ability to talk, she'd lose usage of her left arm. And she's talking to me, she's like, she doesn't want to be in pain, she doesn't want to lose her arm, she wants to be able to talk to me, to my family and stuff like that. And it's a brutal conversation, a gut-wrenching conversation. I mean, like, imagine, like, I'm like almost on the borderline of suggesting like assisted suicide to my grandma, and absolutely heartbreaking conversation. But I don't want to miss that. I don't want to not be there for my grandma. I don't want to not have that conversation. And that's what being a kid is, right? Like, not only, yes, you miss the joys of playing in the pool with your friends or dressing up to go to Halloween or just kind of coming back from school and hopping on the game and you got no cares in the world. It's a blissful, euphoric life, right? But it's not real to me, at least. I understand the sentiment. It's a nice change of pace, especially if you're getting dunked on all the time. Naturally, you're going to want to crave the opposite. You want to be the one dunking for once. And I think there is a conversation to be had, kind of segueing back to a lot of adults kind of forget what it's like to have fun without drugs and alcohol. I was hanging out with my family and I was going to the beach with them. I was playing in the pool with my little brothers and stuff. And I kind of forgot how fun it is to just kind of go out in nature, ride bikes, ride scooters with my friends, jump into waves and stuff like that. You kind of forget as an adult how to have fun. So I guess if there's any sort of takeaway, a lot of the joys of being a kid are not necessarily taken away from you as an adult, but rather you're kind of told to grow out of it, or you just do grow out of it. Conversely, as a kid, a lot of the negative juxtapositions, nice SAT word for you, are not allotted to you as a kid. It's interesting how, despite or without all the negative emotions or the more complex negative emotions that I perceive of in adulthood, even though you don't experience them as a kid, it doesn't necessarily stop you from experiencing joy. But I think, as I'm explaining it out loud, I think the only reason we maybe know how awesome it is to be a kid is because we know how much it sucks to be an adult.